Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I will be showing you a new and improved updated version of the best magic build in the game, in Stranger of Paradise. I still do stand by that. I still do believe that this is the strongest magic build that you can build for in the game, period. And with the addition of the DLC, the build got way better. So, you know, it was already the best in the game, and now it's 10 times better. There were a couple nerfs to the actual build itself that Team Ninja did. One of them being invisible. They nerfed invisible. I still do recommend using it. It is still good, but it did get nerfed pretty hard. And then also the base duration of Chaosbringer when you have 2 MP bars, which is the base MP bar limit, right off spawn. That got nerfed as well, so it doesn't last as long. But with the addition of the DLC items, the new Chaos accessories and the new Chaos abilities and Job Affinity that you can do, as well as a ton of new abilities you can have on your armor as a bonus thing. It isn't actually tied to the normal abilities that you get. The build is way better. Chaosbringer still lasts just as long. Actually, it lasts way longer because you can upgrade your jobs even more as well. So it's pretty insane. Just real quickly, I'll give you a sneak peek of that. You can see my Lightbringer Duration is at 69.4%, which is insane because before it was at like 32%. So we've doubled that basically. So that's really insane. But yeah, pretty much everything is going to remain mostly the same as the old build. It's just we're throwing in all of the DLC items now, and I did change my job affinities a little bit, which we'll get to soon. So hopefully you enjoy the build, and let's get into this. Okay, so just really briefly before I get into the actual build itself, I just want to talk to you about the gameplay loop, which is pretty much how you use the build. So obviously you'll have Cyclic Warrior on, and you'll have all of these abilities which I'll mention later in the build. But pretty much what you want to do is you want to pop Chaosbringer first, and then your other 3 abilities. And after that, you just spam Earthquake. And that is the whole thing. It is that straightforward. But if I don't mention that, a lot of people will be confused in how the order of things works, since you can't really just wing it. You have to actually do it in that order. Otherwise, the build does not work. So here's a little demonstration of that. So we pop Chaosbringer, pop our other 3 abilities, and then we spam Earthquake. And you can see we do massive damage. I hit 20k there. You can do much more than that. It goes, I mean, depending on the enemy, you can hit up to like 25 plus k. I think in the title I'm probably just going to put 20k because that's the general amount once you get the build rolling. But yeah, that's it. So first off, the job. Originally we were using Cyclic Warrior, but with the addition of the Trials Dragon King DLC, we now have access to Primal Warrior and Apocalypse Warrior. Primal Warrior is irrelevant, do not look at this. It gives you Lightbringer, which is not good for this build. Apocalypse Warrior is where it's at because you get background DPS with the Ultima ability that it has. And pretty much what that means is that when you weaken an enemy with an element, you're going to get an additional attack in the background that will match that element. So if I hit them with Earthquake, they become weak to Earth, and now there will be a background Earth attack going off every so often to that enemy, which is great. Now, as for job affinities, I removed Paladin, which I had in here in the old build, which basically gave me more break damage when I had full HP. We don't need that anymore because I have swapped that out for the tier 400, the 400% Tyrant ability, which is going to pretty much do the same thing, but better. So every single attack on an enemy that is afflicted with a status ailment is going to critically hit. Critical hits do break damage, and they do much more break damage than what Paladin could ever provide. So hitting them once with an Earthquake is going to make them weak to Earth, and that means that every single hit after that is going to critically hit, which is going to do way more break damage than what Paladin was ever going to give, and that's just really good as an upgrade. Of course, as well as that, we still have the 250% ability, which is giving us HP when we hit them with something they're weak to. So all of that goes hand in hand. And of course, Tyrant also makes it easier to apply those status ailments. And again, that will make it happen after 1 hit anyway, so that's really good. Then we have Apocalypse Warrior, which is for Fearless Soul, 250%. Basically, when I use Chaosbringer, it's going to drop me below 200 MP. This will gradually restore that back up. paired with a bunch of other things, MP won't be a problem, so this is really good to have. Then we also have extra break damage on enemies as the 120 ability. We have Black Mage in here, which is going to give me Intellect, which means more magic damage, which means more damage in general, which is really good. We also have more magic break damage here too, as the 120 ability, so that's really nice. We have Quick Charge on the Red Mage, 250% ability, which is going to make me charge faster and basically attack faster, which is great. We also get MP recovery speed from normal attacks from that as well. Now we have Void Knight, which is really, really good for this build, and that is going to increase the MP recovery effects of everything that increases and recovers MP. So everything I just mentioned that had MP based around it is now getting buffed. We also have MP limit boost here as well. We have buff duration, which is going to affect all of my command abilities and the Cyclic Warrior abilities itself, so that will be very good. And then I have Evocation tier 6 and Ultima tier 4, which I'll get to very shortly. Moving on to gear upgrades, the three main perks you want to roll is Intellect, Lightbringer Duration, and Enduring Lightbringer Damage dealt. These will increase as the level of the equipment goes up, so at 400, level 400, this is the highest it will reach. But the special thing with different gear now in the DLC is that you can actually have extended effects. So you can see here, I have Damage Dealt Soul of Chaos. Now imagine I had Intellect, Lightbringer Duration, Enduring Lightbringer Damage Dealt, plus Damage Dealt Soul of Chaos on top of that on all of my gear. That would just be insane. Absolutely insane, because Soul of Chaos is the Cyclic Warrior ability. It is the, earthquakes that I'm doing. So just giving flat damage increases to that would be busted. On top of that, we also have the Evocation and Ultima abilities. I did briefly mention the tiers that I already have. Unfortunately, I don't have any of these actually in the build, but if you can get them in the build, then use them, because they are basically buffed versions of the white abilities that you see there. I actually have quite a few of these. You can see here, during Lightbringer Damage dealt, that is what we're using in the white slot there. But because this is an Evocation slot, I can upgrade that beyond the 3.7%. So it will be stronger. It will go to 4%, 5%, 6%. It will just keep going up as the tiers go up. This is only tier 1, unupgraded, not even level 400, and it's only 0.7 less. If I had it at tier 7, level 400, fully upgraded, that is going to be a massive increase to damage with Lightbringer. So that's pretty much how gear is going to work. Currently, I do have a little bit of that. I have Damage Dealt Magic, 11.9%, which is pretty nice. But that's all I have in my gear. That's literally it. I don't have any Evocation or Ultima gear yet. So if you do use it, it's very good. If you have bonus abilities like Chaosbringer, Duration, and whatnot, Soul of Chaos, use them. I would love to do that myself, so if you can, do it. Next up, we have accessories, which are a new addition to the DLC as well. Of course, the equipment effects you want are the same as the armor. You can see there I have them there as well. And anything else is a bonus. As for command abilities, these are the same as the previous build. You want Lunatic because it will stack with Quick Charge and increase your magic casting speed. Then you also want Lancet, which is going to recover HP and MP whenever you exploit an enemy weakness. So it's basically Tyrant mixed in with MP as well, which is going to work with Void Knight, which is going to give me lots and lots of MP back per hit. As you can see with the clips at the start, you can get a full MP bar back almost instantly with just a couple earthquakes, which is really good. And of course, you're getting more HP on top of the Tyrant ability, so you're practically unkillable with that. You basically have God mode and infinite MP. And then we also have Invisible, which did get nerfed, but it is still recommended that you use it. And this will basically just make it so that enemies attack you less. The nerf did make this pretty weak. Enemies still attack you quite frequently with this. So if you do want to take that off and run something better, then I recommend using Summon Tachi, because you do more damage. And the bonus damage that you're taking doesn't really mean anything because we have Lancet and Tyrant. So yeah. Okay, now I'm going to show you the job mastery upgrades that I have for my Cyclic Warrior. And that is going to do it for the build. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully this build is effective as it is for me. Again, tried to get the Evocation and Ultima buffs in there, along with the improved effects that I currently don't have. But aside from that, this is pretty much as good as the build is ever going to get outside of those things. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. I'm just going to show a little bit of extra gameplay at the end here. Just destroying some regular enemies in a pretty compact room where lots of enemies spawn, and then maybe some extra bosses as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. Adios.
A few steps behind. That's that.